Hey everyone, it's AVirk here, and today I will be showing you the top 4 things that I wish I knew when I first bought Mortal Kombat 11. The game can be kind of hard to deal with at the start. It has a lot of new mechanics and a lot of different options. So these 4 tips will hopefully help a ton when you're first starting out, and I really wish I knew them when I first got the game because it would have made it so much easier. And shout out to DashFight for working with me on this video. It has been a really good time. I had a lot of fun making the video, and yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so the very first thing we're going to be covering is how to deal with mashers. Mostly people who just keep down one over and over again. When I first got the game, this was the main issue I was having because I feel like you could just like machine gun the down one and there wasn't much you could do about it. Well, that's what I thought at least. And as soon as I learned how to get around this, it made it a ton easier to win games. So I'm going to set Robocop to just down one constantly. So I used to block and then try to take my turn back with the high or with the slow mid. And as you can see, it didn't do anything. So what you actually have to do is either if you have a fast enough mid, you can do a mid right after the down one. But if not, you have the option to either block the poke and then counter poke after that and then take your turn back. Or if they're just machine gunning the down one, you could backdash and punish the poke. Like that. You have to use a mid. If your mids are slow, then you have to do it this way. If your mid is fast enough, you can just straight up do a mid. Like Jackies or Luz or Jacks, and even with like a 9-10 free mid, they don't have this issue. The next thing is covering stuff like this. So a lot of the times what people start to do is start doing down one backdash mind games, especially annoying against characters like Jackie or anyone with the quick backdash. So Jackie, Fujin, those are like the main two. But so they'll do stuff like down one and then backdash and do a move. So if you try to counter poke with this, you're gonna get punished. This is especially bad when this is a character like Jackie, because if you try to counter poke Jackie's down one and she backdash does her mid, you'll literally eat like 40% damage. So there's 2 things you can do here. The first one is, so you can't poke. You can't poke. So either if you read it, you can do a mid, or if you're not sure, jumping is a very effective way to get around this because you get a free combo. Like you just react to that, and then you get a full punish for doing that. Those are the 2 main ways to get around it. And also I'm going to cover jailing in this section too. So jailing is another way you can deal with like this mashing annoyance or whatever. So basically when you see that they got hit by a poke, if you're fast enough, you can jail a stand one. What jailing means is that as long as if your attack was fast enough, they won't be able to do anything at all. They can't like hold down, they can't press a button. Like if I set him to just down one constantly, so if I do it too slow, you'll see like that. So that's not a jail. Like I'm not jailing him there. I have to do it in a way where it's fast enough where no matter what he does other than block, he's gonna get hit. So block a poke and then he'll get hit. That is the best way to like force your opponent to block. Jailing is one of the most important parts of this entire game, and the quicker you learn how to do it, the easier it is to like prevent against mashing. So there's like stun animations. Down 3s are generally more have more stun than down 1s. So if you look at the moveset, a down 1 is plus 13 on hit rate, their hit advantage, and a down 3 is plus 15. So what that means is that as long as if the move you do is faster than 12 frames for the down 1, it'll jail. So if you see here, standing 1 is a 7-frame startup. No matter what he does after I hit a poke, if I do the stand 1 fast enough and he does anything other than block, he's gonna get hit, like guaranteed. Like that's free damage you're getting, unless they flawless block, which is a little bit more high level. That's like a whole other video. But if you learn how to jail and deal with pokes, that'll like help you win so many more games and deal with mashers. But that is one of the most important tips, honestly. And as soon as I learned that, the game became like 10 times easier. Okay, so the next part of the guide that we're going to cover is how to deal with get up options. Get up options can be very, very frustrating and annoying to deal with when you first play the game, and that is mainly because of the amount of options they have when you knock them to the ground, but also because of up threes. Up threes are completely invincible, and if you do anything other than block or avoid the attack completely by walking back, you're going to get hit. So to practice dealing with these, go into this menu here, select on for get up mode and get up attack, find their up three. For Robocop, it's called the lethal stab. So how you would practice is you would knock them down and they would do a get up attack. Now, get up attacks are actually super punishable and pretty easy to deal with, and that's why you don't see them happen that much like in high level play tournaments or anything, because players are generally afraid to do them because of how easy they are to punish. So I'll show the two main ways to deal with them. The first one is a little bit easier, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend this way unless you're not very good with floss blocking. So what you would do is sweep, see that they whiff it, and then whiff punish. You sweep, and then whiff punish. And then the second way, which is in my opinion the better way to deal with it, and it's not just the way I deal with it. I think most people deal with it this way because you can kind of be in your opponent's face and constantly have pressure, is to floss block it. So like that, and you get a punish. And depending on how minus the character's up three is, you can punish it with a jab. Like Robocop's is punishable enough where if I floss block his up three, I can punish it with the jab. But if it's an up three like Scorpions, you're gonna have to up two it like this. So the timing is honestly not hard at all. Like after you get the muscle memory down once, like it's like super consistent, not hard to do at all. You just need to build the muscle memory one time and you're good. But generally, the best way to do it is floss block it and then 1-1 punish. The next thing we're gonna go over is rolls. And rolls, in my opinion, are harder to deal with because the timing is more strict. Like even me, I like mess this up sometimes in tournaments because the timing is kind of weird. Basically, when they roll, they have a brief time where while they're standing up, you can punish them. So right there, as soon as the roll animation is done and you see them standing up, you can punish it. So usually I do this with a mid. If I think they're gonna roll, I punish them with the mid. Or if I'm close to them, I punish with a jab. But those are the two ways to deal with it. And if you're not good at getting the timing down, this way I wouldn't recommend. But if you know, like if you're like 99% sure they're gonna roll, then do this. Just do a grab. This is the primary way I used to deal with it because I wasn't really familiar with the timing of punishing rolls when I first got the game. So I used to just punish with a throw. But the issue with doing this is if they do a delay wake up, you're gonna get punished for the throw because there's so much recovery on it. So yeah, those are the ways to deal with get up options. And if you just go into practice mode and just practice with the settings I just put on, you can cover these options fairly easily. And I think it's a very, very important part of this game. And I think you need to know how to be able to do this in order to win most of your games. And just knowing how to do this will, you'll notice right away you'll be winning a lot more games. Okay, so the next thing we're going to cover is duck OSing. Duck OSing is super, super annoying in this game, and I wouldn't say you need to know how to do it, but it definitely helps if you do know how. So what duck OSing is basically you can cover getting hit by a high or a throw like at the same time. So I'm going to show like Robocop just dashing up into 1-2, and if I block it, I'm blocking both punches, or sometimes the first one whiffs. But then if I set the second one to dash up and throw, so here's why it's good. You can do this OS where you can kind of cover both options by doing like holding block. So here, let me turn this off for a second. So here's how you do it. You hold block, and if you think they're gonna do a high or a grab, you stop for 1 second for literally like this. This is how it looks. You stop, you let go of block, and then block again. So what this will do is if he walks up, 1-2, and the second one, if he walks up and does a throw. Now I'll put it to random hidden playback. So what I'll do is I'll hold block, and then I'll do this. And it'll cover both options. And if he does a throw, you get a punish. If he does 1-2, then you're completely safe. See, he does a 1-2. See, you're completely safe there. So it's a good way to deal with this because it can be super annoying to like start your offense against people who are constantly duck OSing. But if you learn how to do this, you can punish them for doing throws, and you're also safe. It's not the best thing to do against characters with like really fast mids, like 9-frame mids, 10-frame mids, like Jackie, Lou, Jax, or anyone with a really fast mid. Because if you let go of block for a split second and they do a mid during that frame, you're still gonna get hit. But against characters like Scorpion, who else? Like especially characters like Johnny. Johnny's offense is almost all highs. Duck OSing can be super annoying for characters like Johnny, because you can just like you see them walking up, you let go of block and block again, and it'll cover his 1-2 string, and it'll also cover his throw. So I highly recommend you guys try to learn duck OSing, but in my opinion, it should be like way down after you like figure everything else out. It's not that it's hard to do. It's just not as important in my opinion as the other mechanics I went over, especially if you're just starting out. Okay, now for the very last part of this guide, we're gonna cover how to tech throws properly. And I really do wish I knew how to do this when the game first came out, because I was taking throws in a horrible way, and I was getting punished for it and just like messing up like consistently. So a lot of the time new players will, so standing 2 is a tech, and a lot of the time new players will just mash standing 2 if they think someone is gonna do a throw. So you think they're gonna do a throw, and you're just like mashing tech, like you don't want to be thrown. But the reason why this is bad is because if he does a string instead, like you think he's gonna do a throw, but he does this instead. If I'm mashing 2, I'm getting hit. I think he's gonna do a grab, so I'm just mashing standing 2 because I want tech to grab. But the way you're actually supposed to do this is, if you look at the button log, you're supposed to hold block, press standing 2, and block again, just like that. So that's how it looks. And the reason why you needed tech throws like this instead of just mashing standing 2 is because you won't get hit by strings that look like throws unless it's a real auto shimmy. But so if I like to show this, he'll do dash up 1-2, and the second one he'll do dash up throw. So if I do this right, what will happen is that if he does 1-2, if he approaches me and does 1-2, I won't get hit. And if he does dash up throw, I'll tech the throw every single time. So didn't get hit. If he does a throw, attack it. Super easy to do, and if you look at the button log, you can see that I'm letting go of block for a second, and then I'm pressing 2 and then just reblocking. That is the best way to deal with throws. And also another issue I was having when teching throws is I used to tech throws like this. And the reason why this is bad is because if you think they're gonna do a throw and they don't do a throw, you're just doing this in their face, which can be like super punishable. If let's say they like walk backwards, or if they hold down or anything like that, then you're getting punished for it. So this is the best way to tech a throw, and I highly recommend you guys learn how to do this, because it is a very important learning how to do this to deal with your opponent's offense, and it's an extremely important defensive tool. Alright, that's going to do it for the video. I had a really good time working with DashFight on this video. These were the top 4 things I wish I knew when I first got Mortal Kombat 11. And if I knew this from the start, when I first got the game, it would have helped so much, because I was having a really hard time adjusting to the game and figuring out how to deal with stuff. So I really hope the guide did help. And please consider subscribing, and also leave a comment to a suggestion for a guide that you guys might want to see. If you guys need help with anything, DashFight is constantly making new videos to help you guys get better at Mortal Kombat 11 and also other fighting games. So please consider leaving a comment. Thanks so much for watching, and have a good day.